Okay, so now we're moving into the final round of this part on this map. Again, you know, our team are only just spawning up at the base, and we've already got heavy firing from the enemy here. This base is normally pretty secure. It usually takes a while, and this can often be the choke point base, which stops the enemy from getting in. But from, as we can see, you know, they already have our base strongly under domination here. I was just moving there to defend against the grenade. See there, I've got 2 to 3 people on me already. I'm having a very difficult time making any kind of defense. And they've basically just moved up very fast. Looking at the map here, look, we've got 1, 2, 3, only 4 of our guys actually in the base, the rest spawning. None of them really moved to B. They didn't push to defend the choke points, and I'm not trying to blame my team here and saying that they're playing terrible, or saying that, you know, I'm not doing anything right, but it's just that, you know, from experience, this section of map can be a very difficult one to take, and some key things were missed. The team didn't pull back to our base quickly enough. There was a lot of space in between all of our team on the previous base and this one. And looking at the map here, you see what you need is a fairly even distribution of players across that front line. This can be a good point here, where I'm standing now. You can cover that road, you see, where the tank is coming up. You can see the enemy in their base. So having about 2 to 3 guys here is a good thing. It also means that you're right next to A, so you can cover that quite well. You can also sit up on the little slope to the right of A. Now again here, our guys have gone and picked up the Black Hawk. You know, again, debatable whether that was a good move or not. It does obviously provide us with the ability to steal their Black Hawk. On the other hand, they've just set a charge at A, which obviously should be our real priority. So, you know, questionable whether that was a good call to spend the time to go and pick that up. It also, you know, it means that we don't have extra people on the ground. It means that, you know, putting fire down the enemy is great, but only when you can actually, you know, hit them. So, you know, it's debatable. Keep forgetting that I still have the tracer dart actually on this guy. I keep changing out to change my pistol, but I don't have one. So again, total domination there, and little to no defense from our team. So in this final round here, I was absolutely determined that we were going to keep this base. I was hopeful that we would anyway, so we'll see what happens. I think one of the interesting things about Battlefield, compared to some other FPS titles, is the spotting ability that we see here. It really helps you to communicate, you know, it really helps you to communicate with your team, because, for example, when you're playing online in a global situation, you know, not all team members have as good language skills as another. You're also playing with different ages, but marking a target, placing a little red triangle over your enemy just every time you see them, and you have to manually do that, let's not forget. You have to manually press to select your target, okay? Just doing that is so useful because it communicates to your team. Even if you don't kill them, it communicates to the enemy, to your team, where people are. So I always try to mark a target before I actually open fire, because that way, if I get sniped without realizing it, if I get taken down, I've still communicated to my team where people are. So you see right there, I still have my rocket up, but I marked the guy before I changed weapons. Again, no, that's a bit of a personal preference, you know. Some people will want to always go for the kill, but I think personally it's more important that as a team you try to communicate and allow everyone to see what's happening, so that your team can then best adjust to find what's going on. Now again, we see here they're pushing in hard, really hard. They're pushing in fast. They're trying to take us in the same way as before. Now what I'm doing, instead of running straight in there, I'm trying to look around the outside of the building. I'm trying to look at the area around. The reason for that is that if I go into the building and I sit there on the target, which again this happens a lot in Battlefield, you'll see people, they all run together, they all go into the same place together. It's not always a good thing to do, because if you're just sat there in that same room, it only takes a grenade, a rocket or a sniper or one guy with a machine gun run in, and all he's got to do is spray and take you all down. So if one guy's in there defusing, it makes much more sense that instead of running in with him, you can't help him defuse anyway, because you know if he's already doing it, he's going to get it faster than you. So it doesn't really help to get on it with him. The only time it would be, you know, if you were in a desperate situation, you thought one of you was going to get killed for some, you know, whatever reason. You know, say it's in the open and you're taking a lot of fire, you might want to get on it quickly and just hope that by fluke you don't get killed if he does. Try and take this damn Black Hawk down again. Look at that. Good piloting skills there by that Black Hawk pilot. So yeah, it makes a lot more sense. Oh dear. It makes a lot more sense to defend the outside area. And I think I made that point on my Battlefield Vietnam video as well. That once you've trying to defend or attack even, you can cover the area around rather than the area inside. So we've managed to get a few defences here, and this base is a lot harder for the enemy to get to because they have to run quite a long way from the spawn. And not only that, but it's quite a bottleneck. They have a really difficult time. You know, we have quite good visual here on the incoming area. This is quite a difficult base to take. Just spotted the UAV coming in there. The UAV can be very frustrating. It can, people can do all sorts of things with it. You can put rockets in. You can get an alternative fire mounted gun on the UAV, so you can use it as like a little radio controlled machine gun. It really is quite an important thing to try and take out. So again, as I said in the first video, what we're doing here, and you can see that our whole team is doing this now, instead of running forward to the enemy, or not too severely anyway, I see a couple of my guys pushing down the hill. They're just sitting back and letting them come to us. And even when I'm under heavy fire, taking it from tanks, and you see it in other videos too, even when I'm under heavy fire, you don't want to run away too much. You don't want to risk, losing that position. So staying kind of, calm and just maintaining your position so that you can cover anything coming in is really important when you're defending. Running all over the place when you have your own team there already doesn't really make a lot of sense because you're not really achieving a lot. Managed to take out that tank there. Now we can see here what I was saying again. A couple of different types of things happen when a team is finding it difficult. These guys are starting to slow down a little bit now. And this comes down to something I talk about a lot, momentum. And we saw that momentum plays a huge part in this game, especially this round that we just played. The first base we were on, they were pushing really hard at first and then they didn't make it, and then they made a big push at the end. And then the following through bases, you saw that momentum, you saw how they carried those games. They just hit one base after another and they just kept running and planting and running and planting, and our team didn't have a chance to regroup and set up any kind of good defense. Now if you can keep that speed, if you can keep that sort of punching through the enemy, and you just keep hitting the next base and the next base and the next base, and you don't give your team a chance to regroup, you can move very quickly and destroy each base in quick succession. Here's what I was talking about with the UAV and the machine gun. So yeah, coming back to momentum, but you see as what's happened now, that's not good English, but what's happened now basically is we've stopped and knocked the momentum out of the guys a little bit on the other team. They're finding it much harder to push up. They're still fighting hard, but we've just knocked that momentum out. They can't quite get up here again because now we've knocked the spawning out of them. You know, they have to spawn back at the other base. They can't be sat on top of us. Now, even though a couple of them managed to sneak up here, and you can see 2 guys are running towards A right there. And I was communicating that to my team. I was saying, okay, 2 guys are going to A, so that they can look at that whilst I'm moving here to B. So taking that momentum out of them just puts us in a bit of a stronger position. It just means that we have a little bit more time to try and get our base defended before the next group of enemies moves up. Whereas in the other bases we had no time to regroup at all. And one guy here is trying to sneak in, and he's trying to act as a spawn point. And what I mean by that is he will try and sneak into this building, and then he'll just stay quiet and allow his team to spawn on them. And again, that's what, you know, you can do that. I will often do it in a game. It's a very, very good thing to do. It's a good tactic. You can sit and act as a spawn point for your team if you're with a group of guys, and it means that you can immediately keep hitting a target again and again without having to run all the way up to the base. Bad shooting from me there. Damn that bloody tracer dart. I wish I'd never picked it up. There's about 4 times now I've managed to change over to that tracer dart. Okay, so yeah, pretty much the same thing. We're managing to stay on top now. We're spawning successfully. A nice rolling defense happening here, where we kill them as they come and defend it as we come as well. But you see, again, I want to move back to the same place. I don't want to go too far into them. I just want to spot them as they come up. Try and put some fire on the guys if I can. Now that guy sneaked through, but as you see, look, three or four of my team back there. They know he's there. I've just told them he's there. It doesn't make any sense for me to go chasing after that guy, because it's much more important for me to stay forward and keep marking the targets as they come up the road, putting some fire down. Same with the UAV. You know, I don't want to keep chasing it, because if I keep chasing after one target, I can't see what's coming forward. I can't talk to my guys about what's coming forward. I can hear some guys here, but I don't know exactly where they are. But then I spot them. Just moving back to my same place. Now again, this is very simple. Oh wait, there's a nice shot here. Yeah, and I ran out of ammo. I didn't realise at the time, but I got so carried away that I'd completely run out of ammo there. And it was pretty lucky I managed to take out that sniper at such a long range with only 4 bullets remaining. But yeah, what I was trying to say is that rock over there is pretty similar to the defensive block that I was using at the first base. It's very, very good because you can see to the left and to the right, and it's very, very heavy defense, you know. And there we go. Managed to pull it back and turn it around. But it just shows that, like, if you actually work as a team and you put that momentum together to cover all the bases, to stop them coming in, you can really turn it around for your team. So I think there's a few good points there. I think it was a decent match overall to cover, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you for the next one. Cheers, guys.